quite uncomfortable. We're not seeing that kind of porpoise bouncing anymore, and that is because the floor is simply not operating in that way anymore, and that's what's changing the behaviour of the cars. This Williams, I love the quote from James Vowles after they didn't quite make the shakedown, which is, we acknowledged that we were trying to push more throughput through the system than we were able to achieve, otherwise known as it wasn't possible.
The translation service as well, for press releases. We're getting all the brand.
Only the megajoules today, Jackson. I only do the megajoules.
That was Pierre Gasly making his way through turn 13. That's where the overtake detection point is after this point of the circuit. As you make your way through, that will be a delineated yellow line for the rest of the year, so you won't have to have that vague description from me for the rest of the season. It will be nice and obvious when we get to the first round of the World Championship. Gasly making his way through the first two turns. Gasly currently finding himself 9th in the classification. The order doesn't mean much today, but he's done 40 laps, and that is important. As much mileage as possible. And there's always a fear with a brand new regulation set that you'd see previous scenes at the notorious Jerez test of many years ago when there was barely any running. That was not the case in the shakedown, and it has not been the case today. Max Verstappen has done 128 laps, currently second fastest. He's been in the car all day long. Isaac Hadja, you can see, not taking part. Different allocations of how teams decide this, as Gasly has another one for the collection of lockups at turn 10. Some teams splitting the difference between drivers, and some drivers deciding to get out there as early as possible to get the full day. That's what the four-time world champion has done, Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, you've got the likes of Lando Norris splitting the time in the car with Oscar Piastri. Back on board with Gasly heading to turn 10.
So turn 10, a real example here as we listen to Gasly. Get the downshifts in all early, which would normally move the brake bars rearwards. But this is going to be the other factor of these cars. They're super snappy in the mid-corner because of everything we've discussed. But also there's so much regeneration of energy going on because the battery power is so dominant, and all that regeneration is done through the MG UK. Now, only the rear axle